Hello everyone and welcome to Creative Wellness Wednesdays. Today I would like to mix mediums and combine collage with watercolor and marker or oil pastels if you'd prefer, to create a piece that I hope makes more space in your life for something that makes you feel good. The materials I've gathered around me today include collage materials, watercolors, water-soluble crayons or oil pastels, waterproof markers, or you can use pencil crayons if you like. For our surface today, again in the theme of circles, I've created a lovely round piece of mixed media paper. It doesn't have to be mixed media paper. If you have a favorite paper that's a little thicker, that can handle a lot of different mediums, feel free to use that one as well. You'll also want to have a glue stick and a pair of scissors on hand to help prepare your collage materials and your paper. Let's begin. Now, the surface we're working on is fairly small. If you like, you can use a much larger piece of paper, but for the purposes of today's activity, I've chosen a small canvas to build upon, which means having a smaller image to start. I want you to flip through all of your collage materials and choose an image that brings you a sense of peace or comfort, something that makes you feel good, something expansive. And I want you to hone in and zoom in on that picture and cut it out. Images that work really well with this kind of activity include landscapes, things with horizon lines or edges that you can expand upon and elaborate on when we move on to the next stage. I've chosen this beautiful picture of a night sky and a tree on a horizon line with the mountains in behind. It brings me a sense of peace and hopefulness. Glue your picture down somewhere in your circle. It doesn't need to be in the center, wherever feels right to you. Smooth it down. And make sure it's sticking in all the ways you want it to. Now it's time to introduce the markers if you'd like. I'm going to take my marker and expand this mountain line beyond the frames of the original photograph. Now this is where you can let your imagination take hold. The image you've chosen may be a realistic one from a magazine, but what you create around it can be whatever you need it to be. Don't be afraid to draw on the actual photograph as well, to highlight any details that speak to you. Now is your opportunity to add in any details you like. Again, whatever you create only needs to make sense for you, since this is a picture you're creating for yourself. expanding upon an external landscape to create room for an internal landscape for yourself. Now for the next step, we're going to start introducing some color. You can expand upon the colors that are already in your image that you've chosen, or you can choose to blend and create a new color palette for the world around you. Or you can choose new colors to use to expand upon the image you chose and create an entirely new visual landscape. I'm going to start by working with what I have. Again, take your time. Now, I want you to take as much time with this as you like, but for the sake of the video, we're going to speed things up a little bit. Remember, this imaginary internal landscape is anything and everything you need it to be. So don't feel like you have to stick to the original color palette of your photo. Use your imagination, have some fun, and create the world you want to spend some time in. Now that I've filled the sky and created a pastel-y kind of blend of the universe outside of my image, I'm going to go in with some water and just soften everything up a little bit and blend the colors together. After I've done that, I can choose whether I'd like to go in with the markers or with more watercolor to adjust anything, just to make it just right. And remember, there's no perfection allowed here. Imagine this as an artistic travel adventure that takes you to the place in that photograph and allows you to peek around the corners, peek around the outside to see what you might not be able to see when you're just looking at the page alone. You'll see I've chosen to use a very small brush here, and that's just because I'd like to have a little more control over moving the water around. And remember, those dark colors will want to take over if you let them. So make sure that you play with them and keep them in line, just in the places you want them to be. But if they sneak over, into other areas, that's okay too. Listen to what the art wants to say. Sometimes what at first seems like a mistake is actually a gift and can help make your artwork that much more special, and perhaps speak to something that you haven't been able to find the words for yet. Let the art speak for itself. Why is this a wellness activity? Well, sometimes when we're looking at things, we forget that there is a whole world outside of the thing that is immediately in front of our eyes. We lose perspective. So this activity invites you to remember that no matter what you're dealing with or feeling, there's more to it than what you might have right in front of you at this moment in time. And we want you to remember that you have agency over that. Just like what we're doing with this artwork, you too can create new opportunities, a new future, a new landscape beyond the one that you're dealing with right now, if you want to. And there you have it. An internal landscape expanding upon an external landscape. Start with something small and grow it from there. That's a phrase we use in the Art Hive movement all the time. Dream big, but start small. And with art, you can do that anytime you want. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's activity. And if you've liked what you've seen, and it's helped bring a little bit more wellness into your day, please like and share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and keep an eye out for future Wellness Wednesdays coming your way soon. Take care.